Now, if it was according to Pete Briscoe, we probably wouldn't even be having this chat right now because he thinks running backs are just a dime a dozen. You can find them anywhere you want, but taking a look at the 2025 NFL Draft and Ashton Jeanty, just first round, 6th overall, he is going to make quite the name for himself in the NFL. But what does that mean about this upcoming class? All right, so our NFL Draft summer position rankings. We're going to welcome in our NFL football analyst, Mike Renner. We're going to break down the running back position here, guys that we can kind of keep an eye out for this season, and we're going to kick things off with Jeremiyah Love, Notre Dame. Take it away.
Yeah, this class might not be as deep as what we just saw. I don't think we're going to see 5 guys go in the top 2 rounds, but we will see a first rounder. Jeremiyah Love, the Notre Dame running back, is that special. He's a different type of back than Ashton Jeanty. They're obviously going to get compared to each other because they're both special, but he is more of your twitchy home run hitter. At 6 foot 214, he has some of the best feet I've ever seen from a collegiate running back prospect. Like, his ability to get in and out of holes, in and out of cuts is special. It's why he averaged 6.9 yards per attempt last season, 1,124 yards on only 162 carries. Of those 162 carries, over 1 out of 10 of his carries last year ended in the end zone. He scored 17 touchdowns. I just watched the guy's tape and I'm like, what does he do for a next act? Because he already looks like a star in the making. So yeah, we're going to compare him to Ashton Jeanty, but he's not quite the same guy. He is, though, going to be a top 20 sort of thing.
He is making some history at Notre Dame, that's for sure. Next up, a guy that I'm going to get to see week 1 as we have Penn State on CBS, Nicholas Singleton. I mean, a 5-star recruit, Gatorade National Player of the Year. What he's done at Penn State is just incredible. People talk about his size, his speed, his athleticism, his explosiveness. Talk Singleton to me.
Yeah, he would have been one of those top 2-round picks had he come out. He was a 1,000-yard back last year, a 1,000-yard back as a true freshman a few years back. But he decided to come back like a lot of Penn State guys did because they want a national championship run here, and they have the team to do it. And he's the cornerstone of it because when he gets out in the open field, no one catches this guy. I mean, he's a bigger back, 6 foot, over 220. And he has real deal wheels, reminiscent of guys like Saquon Barkley in a Penn State uniform. Probably the best size speed combination coming out I've seen since Jonathan Taylor. And obviously that's worked out pretty well in the NFL for the Indianapolis Colts. So that's the type of back. He's not your, shifty sort of make you miss guy. But if you give him a crease, he's getting through it quickly and he's going to be tough to bring down with a head of steam.
The combination of him and Katron Allen, I just 1-2 punch over there for Penn State. It's going to be a fun year to watch those guys. All right, next up, we're going Wake Forest. Damon Claiborne. I mean, just a consistent force over there. He rushed for over 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns in 2024. What do you like about this kid?
Yeah, Wake Forest, going for over 1,000 yards, Wake Forest is tough because you're not playing with a lot of leads. You're not playing with a great offensive line. We saw Kenny Walker, second-round running back play there. Didn't even go over 500 yards when he was there. So this guy went over 1,000. He is the unique sort of twitchy mover that the NFL is going towards. These sorts of backs, your James Cooks of the world, your, those guys that have high-end speed, high-end juice, maybe don't fit the power back mold of years past, but you're not running against heavy boxes anymore. These are your guys that can thrive against light boxes. And this guy really, his stop-start ability and then home run speed, it is exactly what the NFL is looking for at the position. He just didn't really have too many holes to run through. And more often than not, he was blocked up. But when he did, you saw the talent there take over. So, like I said, it's not a great class, but this is a guy that I'd go to bat for somewhere on day 2.
Love it. How about C.J. Baxter out of Texas? Became the first true freshman running back to start in Texas season opener since Ricky Williams did in '95. Obviously, he'd had some serious knee injury last year. What are your expectations for this season?
My expectations are pretty high, given what I saw as a freshman, because like you said, running backs don't start as a true freshman at Texas, but this guy was a different breed, 5-star, #1 overall running back recruit in that class, and the power he had for a true freshman was truly rare. So if he's spent time in the weight room, and yeah, he had the LCL, PCL last year, missed last season, but if he has been working, and I've already heard Steve Sarkisian rave about the physicality he's running with in the preseason, look out rest of college football, because this guy was already, 225 pounds. If he had added some muscle to that frame, he was running guys over on his freshman tape. Now he's a junior. Obviously a big wild card in where he ends up because we just don't know, 18 months removed from the last time we saw him play football. But if he's had the career progression that most running backs do in terms of improving year on year, yeah, this guy could be, he could be right up there with Jeremiyah Love when it's all said and done here.
I mean, that's a huge statement right there. What about Jonah Coleman out of Washington? Just a steady producer over there, tallied over 1,000 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns in 2024. What are your expectations with him?
Yeah, I was excited about him back when he was at Arizona a couple of years ago. He breaks a ton of tackles. He has that running back body that I love. The like 5'8", but 225, built like a bowling ball. In the open field, you see a corner, like a 180-pound corner, try to tackle this guy, and it's comical. They just fall off him. He doesn't even realize they hit him at times. That's the type of running back we're dealing with, and I love his reliability. Guy's never fumbled in his career, only dropped one pass on 58 catchable in his career, so you can really feature him in a number of different ways and feel good about him. Great in pass pro. He may not have the high end of the backs we've talked about at this point, but definitely a reliable sort of running back by committee option in your short yardage sort of mold.
You mentioned the fact that he was a standout at Arizona. He followed Jed Fish up to Washington and just has found such success over there. Let's look at Oregon now and Makhi Hughes over there. He transferred from Tulane. He racked up over 1,400 rushing yards in 2023, added even more in 2024. What do we expect to see from him in 2025?
I'm really excited to see this guy because he really had no more he could prove at Tulane. He was the most productive running back in college football over the past 2 seasons. That's returning. He was uber reliable there, never fumbled in 2 years as a starter, but now he gets to go, to the big leagues. He gets to go to the Big Ten, go to Oregon, where he couldn't have picked a better position to go because they have one of the best offensive lines in the country. Not a lot of competition there. He should get that bell cow sort of role. And I love what I saw from this game. He just has a really complete all-around game where you can feature him in any sort of scheme and he can deliver. You see the body type there, 5'10", 215, just like that ideal size for the running back position. So again, I can't really rave too much about what he did at Tulane with the level of competition, but if he reproduces that at Oregon, this is a day 2 pick for sure.
Day 2, maybe early day 3 over there, but he can do it all. Jadarian Price for Notre Dame. He has played in all 16 games in 2024, ranked 3rd on the team in rushing. He had 746 yards, 7 touchdowns. What makes him such a consistent contributor there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Jeremiyah Love, the guy we're talking about as the unquestioned number 1 in this class, only got 162 carries last year. It's because this guy is a real NFL running back in his own right. He's maybe a little bit different of a back in that he's more of a pure scat back. He's a little bit more of your jitterbug sort of space back. But when you gave him some space, he's hard to pin down. I mean, he had a ton of big plays. Over 10% of his carries went for 15 or more yards. He is just that sort of running back where if everything's jammed up, if you leave an opening wide, he's going to find it. He's going to outrun a DN, outrun a linebacker, and he's going to hit some home runs. So he has that short area quickness that you love in this sort of mold of running back. Never going to be a complete back, definitely a running back by committee sort of player at the next level. But in a committee, if he's your space back, you're pretty happy with him.
The next guy, huge expectations there from Justice Haynes in Michigan. He was originally from Alabama. He joined Michigan in 2025, now a part of that backfield that really is a lot of pressure on there, being tabbed as one of the most dynamic backfields in the Big Ten. What are your expectations for Haynes?
Yeah, he never really got over the hump in his first 2 years of Alabama in terms of playing time. It was kind of a logjam there at the running back position, which is often the case. Obviously, when you're Alabama, they recruit well. They got a bunch of guys there that are talented. But this guy I thought was the most talented of the bunch. He was just on the younger side as a sophomore last year. Now going into his 3rd year, I expect big things because the weight might say 210, but the way this guy runs over people in the open field, he plays above his weight class. This guy is a heavyweight sort of running back with his running style, the physicality he plays with. It's just we didn't get to see a lot of him, less than 100 carries last season. So if he gets a more feature back role, especially in that Michigan offense, which you know what they do offensively, it's going to play to his strengths as a power back. I really can't wait to see what this combination does in 2025.
Mike Renner, thanks for joining us here on HQ Spotlight, getting us ready for an exciting college football season that is right around the corner. Thank you so much, Mike. And you can catch all of the action on CBS. It's big time, baby. It is all kicking off on August 30th. You can catch us. I'll be on the sidelines, Nevada at Penn State, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. It's football season, baby. Let's go.